안녕하세요 여러분들, and welcome once again to episode 35 of the Limpeh morning coffee chat here in Istanbul. And today I am in the very beautiful, one of my top 5 places here in Istanbul, the Istanbul Ceremonial Palace Gardens. Take a look. Beautiful garden, autumn leaves, beautiful peacocks and ducks and seagulls. Oh, here's a seagull roaming freely. Oh, and there's a peacock right there. Peacock right there. See the peacock? Peacock right there, roaming freely. And of course, the famous Istanbul street cats that are everywhere. It's such a lovely setting, such a lovely surrounding, full of nature. Really, guys, every morning should be as beautiful as this. Are your mornings like this? Every morning should be like this. So beautiful. See, the sun is just rising. So beautiful. And of course, here I am with a coffee, because there's a cafe here. Actually, it's a cafe housed in a wedding palace or a wedding pavilion of the Ottoman Empire. Basically, this is royalty stuff right here. And good morning, good night. Sun is in my face. Not a good thing, so I'm gonna use this. Oh, this time of the day is very hard to move out of the sun. Good morning, Ron. Good morning. Ron should be like good evening, right? Good evening, Ron. Our sun is just about coming up in this Royal Palace Park here. You can see one of the palace pavilions here. But when the sun is so glaring, the front camera of my phone tends to glare out very much, so can't see much. But you can still see the autumn leaves. Oh, here you go. Isn't that beautiful, Ron? Such a beautiful place, yeah? Yeah, 1 a.m. in Illinois. Illinois, right? If I got it correctly. I try to remember where everybody is from, but it's getting kind of hard because there's a lot of people to remember. There you go. My memory is still good. Illinois. Yeah. Oh, the sun. Okay, the morning sun is actually really beautiful. If you're the sun kind, but just not the sun kind. I think I want to move there to into the shade or something. Oh well. There's a shed over there. I'm gonna try to move over there. Yeah, okay, right. It's shady here, but oh no, it's not shady here. Oh, it's hard to find a good place to stream from. Oh, there you go. But if I come here, then the whole background is gonna white out. The background is beautiful, right? Maybe you guys should not just look at my face today, you know? Huh? But I'm still gonna sit in the shade. I'm still gonna sit in the shade. I'm gonna get the view. Okay, I'm back. Right. Oh. Wake up to a bad fringe day again. See, lately my fringe has been very bad, very disorganized. And the lovely waitress here in the cafe. Okay, Ron, here's my question for the day. Do you have any ideas about spiritual healings or natural healing methods? Ron, if you I would say this, how do I put it? If you follow the correct spiritual path and you do the correct practices, you never need to be healed. I've never been like I pretty much never been sick ever since I deepened all my practices. Yeah, never. So I never needed any form of healing, spiritual, physical, or anything otherwise. When you do the correct practices and you keep doing your practices, it's not just a spiritual thing, you know. It's not just a physical thing, but also a spiritual thing. And it's not just a spiritual thing, but also a physical thing. When you're spiritually and energetically very vibrant, your body tends to be more healthy as well, and you tend to have better immunity. So you never needed any form of healing. That's at least in my experience. Good morning, Alphas. Good morning, Kim Teo, and good morning, Grant. She's cute. Grant Lee here talks about girls all the time. I see the pattern now. You see, all these patterns are karmic patterns. Everybody shows a certain kind of pattern, and you don't even know you have the kind of pattern because you're just doing it unconsciously. And Grant always talks about girls. Grant talks about girls. Lucas, who is a Western esoteric, talks about spirituality. And whoever you are, wherever you are, good afternoon, Singapore. Good evening, good night, America, and good morning, Europe. And I am in the beautiful Istanbul Palace Garden Pavilions. So beautiful, right? Beautiful setting, beautiful pavilion with peacocks and ducks and animals roaming freely. And look at the morning sun. This is how morning should look and sound like. You see the sound of birds, ducks free ranching, peacocks roaming around, beautiful autumn leaves. Like this view here, guys, don't you wish you wake up to this view like every single day? Like just waking up to this view every day improves your mental and physical and spiritual health so much. Yes, just waking up here and seeing this every morning, can you imagine? Immediately your mental health, your spiritual health, your physical health, everything's gonna be so much better, isn't it? This is how mornings look like, you know. This is how mornings should look like. Does your morning look like this? Ron Lucas, good answer. Follow up. But what if you don't follow spiritual practices from the beginning? Then you get medical problems. Then you tune into spiritual matters. Then you have to fix your medical problems the medical way, and then keep doing your spiritual practices. Because why? Because if you have never been doing practice and you already have medical problems, then just doing 1 month of practice not gonna solve anything. To be honest, unless you're doing some very powerful Kriya under the personal tutelage of a very powerful mentor, nothing's gonna work. If you have a modern medical problem, solve it the modern medical way. And then after you have solved it, keep up and keep deepening your spiritual practice. And because if you do your spiritual practice correctly, you will naturally, number one, get rid of all bad habits. When you deepen your meditation and your yoga or whatever the practice you're doing, or your qigong or your martial art, naturally you start to quit smoking, you start to quit alcohol. It's all natural. You don't even have to try. And then after that, you start to become fitter, healthier, and everything it just builds up from there. Yeah. So, but but as you see, it takes time to build up. So if you already have a problem, then you come to spirituality, then you have to solve the problem way. Then when you get to a stage where you're more or less normal, deepen from there, you will change your lifestyle, change your habits, and in effect, if you want to talk about this whole thing in a very shallow way, just changing your lifestyle habits already makes you healthy. You don't need any chi, prana energy or reiki. No, you don't need any of these things. You only need to, because of practice and through your practice, quit Coca-Cola, quit smoking, quit quit oily, greasy burgers, quit unsaturated fats, quit trans fats, quit your fries, quit your alcohol, quit because of your practice. As long as it leads to quitting all these very simple things, you already be way healthier. You already not run into a lot of health problems. So you don't even have to talk about the addition of prana, chi, reiki, all these things. You don't even have to talk about that. And therefore you can imagine, if you add all these elements in, how powerful the whole system can becomes. You almost don't experience what is called sickness. Good morning, Yasmin. Alpha, so do you prefer cold bath or hot bath, and why? I prefer hot bath, but there are many times if you live in America or here in Istanbul, your hot bath becomes a cold bath all of a sudden. Yes. And you just have to accept it and keep going. Yeah, I have my preference, but I'm not adverse to cold bath either, because Alphas, I grew up without having hot bath, not even once, because I grew up in a rural village of Singapore. Back then there was no heaters, Back then we all bathed from a well, a really huge well, and there's no heater, there's no heating in the well. It's cold bath every single day. Alphas, I grew up with cold baths. Grant, what do you mean by spirituality? For people who needs to ask this question, this is how I'll answer. Right? It's just a system of taking care of your mental health. For people who don't even understand this word, the best way to understand is you have to take care of your physical health, yes, and then you have to take care of your so-called mental health, yes, because you experience the spiritual mainly. For people who are not in touch with spirituality, you will experience spirituality in the way of mental health mostly, even though it is not that, but you experience it like that. So I will explain it like that for people who don't understand. It's just taking care of your mental health and therefore leading to your overall well-being. That's, I would say, for most beginners, what spirituality means. But when you go deeper, spirituality means coming to a profound and deep understanding of how life works, of how your body works, of how everything below the surface of life works. That is the deeper meaning and bigger goal of spirituality. But thanks for the question, Grant, because I think a lot of people who have not in touch with spiritual practices may not understand this, and I hope this explanation is a good way for you to understand for a start. Grant? Good morning, Chi, and good morning to all. Ron Lucas, thank you, makes sense. Yes, I'm glad it makes sense. Grant, I see. I think it would be better to use the term mental, because it's not mental. Mental is only one small part of it. That's why, Grant, that's why I said mental is just a simple way of helping beginners understand what spirituality means, but it's not about mental. Eventually, if you come to the real practices of spirituality, it's not only that it's not mental. Oh, there's a mosquito flying around. But it's about being anti-mental. Very deep, right? That's why, for a start, you will never be able to understand the true depth and meaning of the word spiritual practices or spirituality. So the easiest way I suggest for beginners to understand is just mental health. That's an easy way to understand. That's an easy way for you to accept, to understand and get started. But after you get started, you will start to see, boom, whoa, this thing is anything but mental health. But classic Chinese, if you're into classical Chinese traditions or stuff or things, basically spirituality in the Chinese tradition has been broken down into several things that are well accepted over the generations. Qigong, Tai Chi, 站桩打坐, all these are spiritual practices of Chinese tradition. They just, in Chinese, there's no term spirituality. So if you are deeply Chinese traditional background, then you wouldn't know what you may be doing spiritual things without knowing it's called spirituality. In China, they don't call it spirituality at all. Okay, all these things from 站桩, 打坐, 气功, Tai Chi, these things together forms the whole spiritual sadhana or spiritual practice system of the traditional Chinese. But they don't call it spiritual, they call it 修行. Okay, and so 修行, when you translate to English, it's actually just practice, you know. So the term spirituality will be very, very alien to people from traditional Chinese backgrounds, but not quite so for Korean backgrounds and Japanese background. They understand spirituality like instinctively, because it's all part and parcel deep within the culture itself. I think I'm getting very, very complex. And good morning to everybody. Welcome to a very beautiful Saturday morning here in one of my top 5 favorite places of Istanbul, the Istanbul Palace Pavilion Gardens. Take a look. Boom! You see the palace there. It's not really a palace, but a palace pavilion for their weddings and birthdays. And this is a park where the old Ottoman Empire, they have all their birthday parties. Whoa! Look at that. It's a park where animals are free ranged. You see peacocks roaming around free range. You see ducks. Oh, there's a huge bunch of ducks there, Mandarin ducks and regular white ducks. I wonder if you can see there. And seagulls flying. I mean, seagulls are all over that area right now. So many. And of course, since this is the autumn day, oh, good morning, good night then.
Good morning.
Good morning. And this is an autumn day.
Good morning.
Good morning. And okay, hold on. Because this is an autumn day, you see a lot of beautiful autumn leaves, right? And this is my buddy here in this cafe. What's your name? Name.
How are you?
Good.
Good.
Nasılsınız?
İyi. Ha?
Oh, ben de iyiyim.
İyi. Ne güzel.
Ha?
Çok güzel.
Çok güzel. Çok
Beautiful.
güzel.
You
Ha?
see beautiful.
Ha?
Ha.
Teşekkür ederim.
Oo.
Okay. Oh.
Oğlum. Kamera.
Yeah, evet. Live stream.
Ha, işte YouTube.
YouTube.
Oo.
Evet.
Ne güzel.
Ha?
Ne? Her zaman Japonya go. Ha.
And Junior.
Ha. Oo, süper.
Okay, guys. So here is the old buddy of mine here.
This beautiful. This happy. Happy.
Thank you. You know, people here in Istanbul is just this friendly. You know, when they see the camera, they don't run away. They see a camera, they run to me.
Drink?
Huh? Okay, it's okay.
Toast.
Huh?
Breakfast.
Tamam.
Orada burada.
I know, tamam.
Orada gel.
Okay.
See you.
Huh? You see, he hardly speaks any English, but he's just so excited to see me all the time. Like, when he sees me, suddenly he goes from 0 energy to 100 energy, always. And Grant, do you plan to come to Korea or Japan anytime soon? Anytime soon? Do you know that I actually lived a long time in Korea and Japan? So, do you mean, do I plan to come again? If you're asking me if I plan to go to Korea or Japan anytime again, I have no plans. I don't have plans to do anything in life. I don't have plans to be anywhere in life. I just keep going with the flow. Yeah. I never intended to be in Korea back then, and I landed in Korea. And when I went to Korea, I never expected to be there for long, but I ended up being there for 5 years. And then I never expected that I would go to Japan because of my martial art journey. I never expect that I would go to Japan and become a samurai. And because of that, I never expected that the COVID hit around that time, and then I was forced to go back to New York. And because of the shutdown in New York, I never expected that I should, in order to continue my journey, find a country without a lockdown and go to Singapore and then eventually come to Istanbul. None of these are planned. So you can say that nothing that happened to me over the past two and a half years are planned. Oh, yeah, so I never planned to be in Istanbul, and so here I am. And when I came, I never planned to be here for 1 year, and now it's been a year. So good morning, Elijah. Good morning, Alphas. Grant Lee. Of course, I know we talked when you were in Korea. Oh, really? Did I know you from Korea, Grant? 어? 혹시 한국 분이세요? 리 이씨예요? 저 싱가포르 사람인 줄 알았어요. 싱가포르 사람 아니세요? 아, 대박. 아, 싱가포르 사람 아니구나. 오. Gee, what's the difference for you between Japan and Korea? Oh, completely different. Chinese, Korean, and Japanese culture is different in pretty much every single way. Okay, in the details, right? It's completely different country, different culture. You can see it that way. You can see the Korean and Japanese culture and society and food and everything is as different as America and Turkey. Yeah. Very different countries, very different cultures, and very different belief systems. Grant Lee, I am a Korean American. 지금 미국에서 살고 있으세요? Interesting. 너 싱가포르 사람인 줄 알았어요. I always thought Grant is from Singapore, but you're Korean American. I see. So so you went back to Korea, Grant? But now I live in Korea for the past 10 years. Then where in Korea do you live? We were lived in the same Korea. I was there. I was there during the past 10 years. Yeah. So Grant actually moving to Japan soon. I was living in Osaka. Oh, I was in your Kakao Talk. That means then you must be someone whom I met in one of those language exchange. Do you go to the Hongdae language exchange by any chance? Because if you do, that Hongdae, that language exchange in Hongdae is where I exchange most of my Kakao Talk friends. This is very interesting. I never knew I'm talking to a friend back in my time in Korea, because I lost my Kakao Talk after I left Korea, and I lost my Korean phone number. My whole Kakao Talk cannot be accessed. So I lost all my Kakao friends. So I'm very, very excited to see people whom I knew from back then. Laura, hello from Texas. Hello, Laura. Grant Lee, we haven't met in person. Oh, and how would you have my Kakao Talk? Elijah, Grant Lee, we just exchanged Kakao. The thing is, I only exchange Kakao with people I met. I don't know how you got my Kakao if you had never met me. Alpha, do you know Ukrainian? Yeah, I have a lot of Ukrainian friends as well. Grant, I was just a YouTube follower. Oh, since I love Singapore, I see. Have you been to Singapore, Grant? Oh, it's interesting to hear more perspective from a Korean American. And also, you say you're planning to move to Japan. In what way are you moving to Japan? To work, to study, or to study martial arts? Yes, I know. I've been to both and know both. But what's the biggest difference for you? If you have to just name one difference, which one would it be? One difference between Korean and Japanese. Because to me, in my mind, Korean and Japanese are two completely different things, you know. So if you want me to just name one difference, it's so hard. I can name you one similarity. The one similarity is we all look like this, but apart from this, everything is different about Koreans and Japanese. So I don't know how to give you one biggest difference. I don't know what's the one biggest difference between. What do you, Chi? What do you think? Since you have been to both Korea and Japan, to you, what is the one biggest difference between Koreans and Japanese? Grant. No, I have not been to Singapore. Grant, I want to experience living in Japan, and also my girlfriend is Japanese. Oh, okay, I see. But Japan, you can't just want to live in Japan. You need proper visa to live in Japan. So under what visa or what role will you be going to Japan? Otherwise you can't live in Japan, right? You get what I mean? Otherwise you're going there 3 months and then after that have to leave for a couple of months, and but like to and fro, that's not living in Japan. And for those of you who just joined and who are new to my channel, oh, Grant, Japan and Korea have a lot of commons and differences too. Honestly, having lived in both Japan and Korea deeply, yeah, I would say yes, of course there's some things common, but the commonalities, even the commonalities to me are very iffy, are not like really big commonalities. It's the kind of commonality you can say for Chinese, Koreans, Japanese, or East Asians, you know. I think more similarities than differences compared to other nationalities. Well, if you talk about the very surface things, like, you bow, I bow. Honestly, Chinese bow as well. Or you talk about, I don't know what other similarities. I don't know. To me, the language is not similar. Completely different language, completely different writing, completely different beliefs and values. That's why Japanese and Koreans never got along in all few thousand years of history. Completely different values, completely opposite values, completely different definition of friendship and family values, completely different goals in life. Oh, okay, if you want to talk about one more similarity between Japanese and Koreans that I see, but it's not the similarity between Japanese and Korean, but difference, not the similarity between the two ethnicity, but the similarity between the two society. We have to understand there's a difference between the society and the people, okay? The only similarity I see in Korea and Japan is that we work like crazy, the same work culture, but the work culture to me is not the ethnic culture, okay? So that's one similarity. Other than that, to me, it's all different. Alphas, do you eat soya bean chunks? Oh, I eat that stuff since young. I grew up on that stuff. Retro, what are the difference in values? Oh, a lot. Too much to talk about, and too offensive to talk about. It is retro. It is exactly the difference in the two values that led to so much unhappiness between the two countries over the past few thousand years. I don't want to talk about this. Yeah. Elijah, Japan is known for Akihabara, while Korea is known for Seoul. But then you're talking about places. You're not talking about the two cultures. Or are you guys asking me what's the difference between Japan and Korea in terms of the country only? Or in terms of the country and not the people, then there's a lot of similarities. 4 seasons and beautiful autumns, beautiful palaces, yeah, that kind of thing. But even if you talk about the beautiful palaces and all these things, the architecture style, the architecture focus, the architecture values that is being portrayed in the buildings are completely different between the Korean culture and the Japanese culture, like completely opposite if you go deep enough. So again, I wouldn't even quote those as similarities. does soya bean chunks help people in anti-aging? Actually, I would say no. A lot of people, like especially East Asians, we always over exaggerate the goodness of soya bean chunks or soya bean curds. Actually, it's not a good thing to eat. The thing, because they add limestone powder to make them chunk up, and limestone powder is not human food. So actually, bean curd is not a great thing. They will tell you that, oh, it's great for protein. If you want protein, take some peanuts. It's more nutrition. It's more better protein, more nutritional and natural. For those of you who just joined me for a live stream, new to my live stream, this is a live stream where every morning I take you guys to a new location, a new cafe here in Istanbul. Grab a coffee, and then we chat about everything in life. And today I'm in one of my top 5 most favorite places in Istanbul, the Istanbul Garden Pavilions. Boom! This was where the Ottoman Empire have all their birthday and weddings, and this is a place where you see seagulls running around, peacocks as well. Peacocks on the other side. Okay, she don't like me much. Oh, cats. Oh, the stray cats are Istanbul are really golden. Cats, ducks, free ranching ducks all over by the pond. There's a pond over there, and peacocks roaming around. Free range peacocks. Just now I saw a peacock walk very close to the main road. And I asked the caretaker, hey, aren't you going to drag it back into a garden? They said no, don't worry, they won't go out there. The amount of trust and synergy between human and animal here in Turkey, right? It's just amazing. It's like they have, like the people of Istanbul, it's like they can talk and they understand the animals, and the animals make their intentions clear to them. It feels like that to me. It's amazing. Alpha is fish. Oh, fish is good. Elijah, no peacocks. Oh, peacocks over the other side. All the peacocks hang out that side. All these things, right? All animals have very strong karmic tendencies and compulsions as well. Because why? Because for animals, it's all about karmic compulsions, and in scientific terms, it's called instincts and whims. So all the peacocks, they tend to go at the other side, you see, and not come to this side. So you see, all these instincts and whims continue to rule how they live their life every single day without them actually knowing that they are actually doing it. But you can see all the tendencies. You call it, modern science call it instinct and whims, but overall this structure is exactly the same between animals and humans, called the karmic structure, which I explained a few days ago. Okay, and wow, the sun is really getting into my face. Hold on. And let's see. Elijah, yeah, the cat ran. Kisha, wow, so serene the park. Yeah, this is my top 5 most favorite place here in Istanbul. In fact, I could just sit here and meditate one whole afternoon. So beautiful. There's free range rabbits running around as well. The other side, see, that side rabbits, that side peacocks, but no cages. You don't have to cage them. They all have their own territory here. And then by the pond, there's a pond there. Ducks. Later, okay, in the final half an hour or so after I finish the coffee, I'll take you guys on a walk around this park, okay? So stay tuned, stay with me. We'll go on a walk around this very famous, this is a very famous place. This is a tourist attraction place actually, called the Istanbul Kasri. So during the final half an hour, I'll bring you guys around Istanbul Kasri, alright? Grant, do you need a visa to stay long in Turkey? Yeah, I have a long-term residence pass in Turkey. Pretty much a green card in Turkey I have. Yeah, I can live here for as long as I like. Laura Floyd. Laura Floyd just did this. Oh, Grant, where were you living? Where in America did you grow up in? Right now, you see, you spent the last 10 years in Korea, right? But aren't you surprised to find that most Koreans want to go to America? And then you born and bred in America wants to go back to Korea. To me, I find this a very interesting thing. Why? It tells me that neither Korea nor America is good or bad. Koreans think America is better than Korea. Americans think Korea is better than America. So that show again, once again, like I said in my other video, the one most important lesson I learned in life over 20 years of living overseas is this: there's no absolute good or bad, right or wrong, best country, worst country. It's all a matter of perspective. Laura Floyd, is that costly? Is what the coffee or what? Grant Lee, I grew up in California and a bit in Hawaii. Oh, I have quite a few friends in Hawaii. Oh, growing up in California. So are you used to the 4 season thing right now? Because the 4 seasons in Korea is brutal. Like this year is super cold, right? And in Seoul it gets to -16 degrees to -20 degrees. You know? Are you used to that? But of course 10 years you're used to it already. But like when you first moved to Korea, were you used to it? For those of you who don't know, Grant Lee is a Korean American who moved back to Korea, who moved to Korea for the past 10 years. So I'm very interested to hear his stories and his perspective. That's why today I'm doing a lot of discussion with Grant, so bear with me. Elijah, is that where the elegant restaurant was located? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the restaurant up there. The Royal Palace restaurant is up there. One of I think last month I brought you guys to eat in there, right? Remember, with the peacock? Grant Lee, grass is always greener on the other side. Yeah, exactly. It's all about the other side, you know. Nowhere is better, no one country absolutely better than the other country. You know, like so many Americans want to come to Turkey as well, and so many Turkish people want to go to America. So which is better, America or Turkey? There's no such thing. Everything has its pros and cons. Like Laura Floyd, the world is interesting. Oh yeah, the world is super interesting. So get off your seat and get out there. Get out there and get them. Get out there and experience life, so that tomorrow when you die, you will say, it's been an awesome trip. Hello. Grant Lee, one thing I appreciate living in Korea is that it's safe. Oh yes, safety is one thing. See, Americans like the safety of Korea and Japan, and Koreans like the freedom of America. Because Korean culture is 진짜 엄청 답답하지. It's very stifling. Korean culture and Japanese culture is very stifling, and Korean culture more than Japanese culture is stifling. If you think Japanese culture is stifling, Korean culture is like maybe 10 times more. You know, due to the traditional family culture, which right now in Japan is already very shaky. Floyd, the visa long term in Turkey. Yes, long term in Turkey. Grant, that's why I keep saying, you know, people ask me how long more will I be in Turkey. That's why I keep saying I don't know, because I pretty much I can live here for as long as I want. So if I'm not restricted by visa or anything, then I don't have plans to leave. Grant, I can't get used to the cold winter in Korea. Where in Korea? Oh, you live in Seoul, right? Seoul is punishingly cold. -16 degrees. Yeah. If you go down south to the Busan area, the Paju area is slightly better. But Seoul, we're looking at winter in January. Oh, the really cold month is coming, yeah. In January, about -16 to -20 degrees Celsius. I don't even know what's that in Fahrenheit anymore. Like 10 degrees Fahrenheit, huh? Alphas, do Chinese, Japanese eat boily food more than oily food? Actually, it's not fair to put Chinese and Japanese together in one sentence when you talk about food. They're completely different cultures, completely different. Chinese eat oily food. Like everything is oily, and unless you're old and sick, okay. And Japanese food is like almost no oil at all. So we're talking about two extremely different cultures here. See, for most Westerners tends to associate Chinese, Korean, and Japanese into one thing, when all three cultures are so worlds apart, so different from each other. It's as different as America and Europe, America and Middle East, and Middle East and China, you know. It's that different. Good morning, NDU. Retro, do you think ferries in and between Japan and Korea are safe? I've never. Okay, I have sailed between Japan and okay, I only sailed the the Yellow Sea part, which is between China and no wait. Oh no. I've sailed I've sailed the Yellow Sea part between China and Japan. So I went through China, Korea, and Japan. I sailed that route when I was in the Navy. And I tell you, it's not a good experience because the Yellow Sea is super turbulent. So unless you're in a huge ass like a fortress-sized cruiser, wow, it was. You know, when I sailed between I've sailed from China to Japan, in a World War II landing tanker when I was in the Navy, and that landing tanker was huge. It was about 80 to 100 meters long, so it's not a small ship. And at night, right, while going through the Yellow Sea, whoa, the sea was like this, literally. Boom! Water was like, for a brief moment, I thought we were gonna sink because the whole bow of the ship went under the water when it go boom. Wow, the water went under the water and back up again. Wow, the sea state during that season was bad. I'm sure there are better sea states. So if you want to sail that Yellow Sea between China to Japan, which I suspect between Korea and Japan as well, you need to pick your seasons. I think we sailed during a bad season. It was horrid. Wow, I thought we were gonna sink, really. There is this one ferry in Busan that goes to Japan. Oh, then if you're talking about the extreme short one, there's a ferry from Busan going to Kansai, Japan. Okay, which is very short. In fact, if you're a good swimmer, you could swim. Okay, very short. Yeah. Grant, there's a 3 hours ferry ride between Fukuoka and Busan, which is supposed to be pretty comfortable. The short one, yeah. But I've never taken it before, so I don't know. Fukuoka, Japan, and Busan, Korea. Retro, I saw that it looks scary. Oh, you saw that kind of sea before? Grant Lee, they have 3 different ferries. One of them is rapid, one of them is overnight with boarding provided. Alpha is, oh, I was confused. And in Nepal, lots of people think Chinese and Japanese people eat boily food, but you have experience in both countries, so I wanted to be sure on that. Yeah, most Westerners don't really understand the difference between Chinese, Korean, and Japanese culture. Is 100% understandable if you, yeah, just like Chinese, Korean, and Japanese don't know the difference between Nepal and your neighboring countries, don't know the difference between Saudi Arabia and Iraq, don't know the difference between Turkey and Saudi Arabia. You know, yeah, it's just limited perspective. You're not in that environment. It's natural to not know, so it's okay. It's okay to not know. Like I always say, it's okay. It's always okay to say I don't know. It's always okay to not know, but it's never okay to not know and pretend that you know, which is what's happening to most people in the world today, and which is what is causing so much problem in the world today, and it's what causing so much misery in people's lives today, your own life and other people's life. For those of you who just joined my live stream, I am in the lovely Islamu Kasri Royal Pavilion of Istanbul, my top 5 favorite places here in Istanbul. It's a beautiful and cold autumn morning, very cold, 6 degrees Celsius this morning. See, right now I'm putting my hand in between my legs most of the time. It's that cold, and honestly my coffee is ice cold. Yeah, it's a 6-7 degrees this morning. It's a beautiful morning. You see the sunlight coming out, the sun coming out, and then the sound of birds in the sky. and then you watch animals running around naturally. Every morning should be this beautiful. Laura, true. May, good morning Limpeh. Good morning May. Smash the like button. Thank you May. Andy, remember to hit the like button. Thank you May and Andy. Wow. May and Andy, good afternoon. May and Andy in Singapore. There's some big interesting things happening in Singapore, right? I see from some of my friends' Facebook posts like there's like huge cruise ship sized balloons being posted somewhere in the city and everybody go there to take photos or something. I don't know. But for those of you, for May, today I'm in a park. It's a cafe in the park. This is a tourist attraction in Istanbul actually. One of my top 5 favorite places in Istanbul called the Istanbul Royal Pavilion. It is where this was where the Ottoman Empire have all their birthday and wedding parties in those pavilions for ceremony purposes. And there's a pavilion here as well. You can have a peek at inside. You know, I actually dined inside once for breakfast, and yeah, very beautiful. And oh, you see seagulls all in this side. Seagulls. Have you guys seen like seagulls without sea and like enjoying themselves with the other birds like this? See all the seagulls. And there's peacocks on the other side. You guys want to see the peacocks? Let's show you guys the peacocks. Retro. How much time to visit both Korea and Japan? 1 month? How much time to visit both Korea and Japan? I don't really know how much time to. Well, whenever I go somewhere, like I spend minimum a year. So I'm not sure how much time you need to visit these places though, to be honest. To me, if you really want to go deeply, like you really want to visit like everywhere, you need to stay somewhere at least a year. That's to me that's been at least my own personal thing. Yeah, if you really want to visit a place, you really want to know the place, you want to go everywhere, you need at least a year. Oh guys, here's the peacocks. See, the peacocks are after morning, right? See all this bird thing, all these birds, even the ducks over there. See the ducks over there by the pond, they're right now all sleeping, you know. You see all the birds, you see even the peacocks all sleeping right now. See these 3 peacocks are sleeping right now. The male peacock, oh, the male peacock's like an emperor. But you see all these birds, right, after breakfast they sleep, no? So around in the morning you see a lot of seagulls flying around, and then by noon they all disappear, all sleeping. A bird sleep. See, this is how I learn about everything in life, you know. I learn by observing. I never knew this before. Now I know birds sleep in the afternoon, and they get their food in the morning and sleep in the afternoon. Now I know. And how I know, I didn't read the book about it, you know. I just observe. That's how I learn everything. Retro, so pretty. Eugene, good morning. Good morning, Eugene. Today I'm in the Istanbul Royal Pavilion Park, of one of my top 5 favorite places here in Istanbul. It's a beautiful and very cold autumn morning. Good night. See, everybody here in Istanbul, they react so differently to my camera. In Korea, when I point my camera, everybody fly away like pigeons. But here, everybody will greet me on my. Look at that! All the ducks are sleeping. Look at that. See, this is now I know, you know, that birds, right, get their food in the morning and then sleep through noon and afternoon. Now I know. I never knew this before. Look at all the ducks sleeping. See, this is how I learn everything in life, you know, by observing. Now I know. I never read a book about ducks, but now I know. Not just ducks, but birds in general. They get their food in the morning. See all the seagulls. Those are seagulls. Seagulls are sleeping right now. Wow. See, I always wondered, why in the morning I hear a lot of seagulls outside my window, but by afternoon I don't see any seagulls in the sky. Oh, so this is what they do. So birds eat in the morning and sleep. After that, they sleep. Wow, now I know. Wow, amazing. Amazing. Do you guys know that? Do you guys know this? Do you guys know this? That birds eat in the morning and then sleep through the afternoon. Do you guys know this before? I bet most people don't know this, you know. See, so just now I show you guys the peacocks are sleeping, now the ducks are sleeping, and show you the seagulls. Seagulls over there sleeping over there. Seagull. Yeah, most people don't know, right? I don't know too, you know. It's amazing. And Rigo, good morning Rigo. This is my top 5 favorite places here in Istanbul, the Istanbul Royal Pavilion Park, where the old Ottoman Empire have celebrate all their birthdays and weddings and stuff. And you have free ranching everything here, from peacocks to rabbits over there. And it's a very cold autumn morning today. Today is like 6-7 degrees Celsius in the morning. It's very cold. Yeah, most people don't know that, right? Louis, I don't know about birds. Yeah, I don't know about birds either. And now I know by watching, by observing. See, you guys keep asking me how I know so much without reading. This is how I know so much without reading. This is how I know so much without surfing the internet. I know everything by experience, by observing life, by observing the life within myself and observing the life outside of myself. This is how I learn everything. Yeah, this place is a beautiful autumn morning. All mornings should be this beautiful. Mornings like this makes me want to sing one song. I completely ruined my French. I think I cut it again yesterday. Morning has broken like the first morning. Blackbird has spoken like the first bird. Play praise for the morning, praise for the evening, praise for them singing, praise for life. Alpha is I've quit oily food for 30 days in 2014. Benefits: no pimples, clean face, and feel lightly disadvantaged. Knee sounds cracky when I try to bend my legs. Oh, you know what you can do? See, I don't eat oily food either, right? But what I do is I add like a spoonful of olive oil to whatever I eat. That's all. Very simple. In fact, just olive oil, you can just take one spoonful and just drink it like medicine. That's all you need to do every day. Yeah, that's what I do. And no cracky knees. Wow, look at the birds there. Look exotic. Oh, you want to see something really exotic, Rigo? You see, everything about the Ottoman Empire is exotic, right? You know, like you watch movies about the Turkish Empire, it's all exotic, and you can feel it and see it even today. And you can feel it and see it even today that is the exoticism is still around, you know. Even in modern Turkey today. Oh, you see a seagull walking around. Have you ever seen a seagull walking around and you're walking so near and you don't care? You see, Rigo, here's the really exotic ones in this corner here. And no fence, by the way. These are all free range peacocks. There's a lot of female peacocks. There's a female peacock. There's a male around here. There's a female. There's 3 females. There's a male around here, but very beautiful, gorgeous male peacock. But it's not around. I don't know where he went. Well, all the ladies are here. Oh, the males over there. See, all the ladies are here. He needs to be here to protect them. Oh, there you go. There you go. In Korean we call peacocks konjakse. Konjakse. Yeah, here's the male. Wow. So beautiful, right? Look at this. The peacock against this backdrop. Look at this. Look at this. Is this beautiful or what? Look at this backdrop. Oh, the peacock's going into the. Oh, the peacock's going after the ducks. Wow, today the peacock say, I want to change a taste. You know, I'm stuck with those three females every day. I want to try something new today. I want to try something. Let's see what the peacock does. Let's see what the peacock is up to today. The male, beautiful tail, very brilliant colors. Oh, when the colors are so bright, means that it's kind of horny. It's out looking for something already. It's time for it to go out looking for something. That's why it looks bright and beautiful. And you know, peacocks, right, are actually very aggressive animals. You never try to get close to one. It gets very aggressive. Peacocks are very aggressive, in case you guys don't know. So it's just roaming around. Rigo, the birds there seem not afraid of humans. Wow, exactly, Rigo. Not just the birds, and every animals here in Istanbul are not afraid of people. It goes to show that how compassionate the people here are with the animals, and goes to show the close relationship and connection between the people and the nature here. Something I don't see in a lot of cities in the world right now. Oh, it's going to a seat. Rigo. Usually when go near, they will fly away. It's not usually, Rigo. Usually human and animals should be living synergistically and peacefully like this. Usually. But most places are not usual anymore. Most places, human beings has broken the connection with nature and animals in general, and therefore the animals don't see humans as part of nature. See, when animals see something as part of nature, they don't run away from it. When the animals see something as part of nature, it sees it, to them it is a natural thing. They don't run away from it. You know, if animals run away from nature, they will never stop running, right? But the problem is, when they run from humans, it shows that they stop seeing human as part of nature, and that is a very sad thing that is happening in many parts of the world. But I am very happy to see that it's not happening here in Istanbul. Oh, you guys see those buildings behind? That looks like the Korean Chutek Mahal, right? Looks like Chutek, isn't it? This area here looks very much like Seoul. Those Chutek Mahal, like the Chutek of Seoul, Korea. Those are the everyday housing of Turkish people. That's outside of the park, of course. Wow, this magnificent male still standing here like a boss. Laura Floyd, very beautiful. Yeah, look at that. He's still like head is up and perky, trying to look for something. And the female is following behind. There's a female following behind. Wow, look at that. How beautiful that is. Oh, the cat is coming. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's doing it. Wow. Wow. My paise. Wow, this angle is good. Wow, beautiful. Wow. Have you guys seen this first hand up close like this before? Have you guys ever seen this up close first hand like this before? This is amazing. Beautiful. Wow. Gorgeous. Look at it sparkle in the sun. Oh, it's come down already. Guys can relate to this feeling. Oh, I love the color. Look at the color. Look at the azer color. Look at the color in under the sun. Wow. This is the beauty of nature. Look at it. There's a female following behind the male. There's a female. This is the male. This is the beauty of nature. Oh, he's observing me. Oh, and no. Whoa. And you can just sit here all day if you want to, just communicating with them. Just they don't run away from humans treat the animals so well here, and humans are still so attached and connected with nature here. So the animals don't see human as like as not as part of nature, so they don't run away. They see humans as part of nature. And this is something I don't see in many countries anymore. In many countries, animals stop seeing humans as part of nature, and therefore they run away. Yeah. Very beautiful, right? That's why this is one of my top 5 most favorite places here in Istanbul. If you guys wondering where are the other 4 places, where are my other 4 places that I like, go to my channel and search for this video called my top 5 favorite places in Istanbul, okay? Or a Singaporean top 5 favorite places is in Istanbul. So in that video, I show you guys this place and my 4 other most favorite places here in Istanbul, right? So here, there's another group of YouTubers. These are more particular YouTubers. They are literally reading their lines or memorizing their lines, and then you have a cameraman and everything. Looks so professional. This YouTuber is the most unprofessional that I've ever seen. Limpeh, and the most unprofessional YouTuber that I myself have ever seen. Okay, let's grab a seat now. Oh, it's just a very cold day, especially like out in the park. It feels much colder out in the park. Oh, I'm gonna ask for another coffee. Americano daha bir lütfen. Teşekkür ederim. I just ordered another coffee. Gotta get something warm. It's really cold today. Whoa. Whoa. Gotta get back to a seat where I can. Oh, I gotta get my bill is still there. I got my bill. Get a nice seat. Oh. I hope you guys enjoyed the little tour around Istanbul. Huh? Good morning, Tressa. Oh, that was so beautiful, right? For those of you who just came on, you just missed it. I showed you guys how beautiful the park is, and I showed you guys up close how a peacock opened up this tail, just like right in front of me, like up close, not running away. It's an amazing opportunity, and an amazing. I don't know, I have never seen a peacock fan out like this in front of me, like within touching distance in my life. That was the first time, and I'm glad you guys are here to experience that with me. So amazing. You're so amazing. Wow. Every morning can be like this. All your mornings can be like this. All my mornings could be like this. I could come here every morning, but honestly, I think you guys will be bored to hell if I go to the same place all the time. For those of you who just joined my live stream, welcome. This is a live stream where I bring you guys to a different cafe or location here in Istanbul every morning, grab a coffee, and then chat about life. Today, I'm in the beautiful, one of my top 5 favorite places here in Istanbul, the Istanbul Kasri, which is the old Ottoman Empire's ceremonial pavilion garden. Boom, take a look. It's a garden with free ranching peacocks, animals, ducks, amazing amount of nature and beauty. Retro. That peacock was really communicating. It was communicating. Like, if I'm not doing this live stream, I'll just quietly, and then I will just go get centered, get present, and start to talk to that peacock. If I'm not doing this live stream just now, the peacock was 100% trying to communicate. Yes. Have you ever felt this way, like a peacock come up to you, fan out, just trying to communicate with you? Oh, that was my first time. Yeah, that peacock was really communicating. This is amazing. Amazing. And yes, here's my second coffee. Oh, today is a very cold autumn morning here in Istanbul. Woke up to 6-7 degrees Celsius because of an overnight rain or shower. See, I can't say overnight shower because a lot of people will think, what? You take a shower overnight? No, a shower means rain. And welcome and thank you guys all for joining me every single morning like this. May, Tressa, Retro. Those of you who recently discovered my live stream and have been on ever since, I find that like I'm really grateful, even though I don't quite understand something. Like you guys, like you discover my live stream, most of you discover my live stream lately, and I keep seeing you guys come back every single morning ever since you first came. Like Grant Lee, Retro, all these new names whom I saw like a couple of weeks ago and have been back every single morning. I'm really grateful for you guys. I'm really grateful that you actually find my live stream interesting enough to come back to every morning. Because why? Because most people, or most of my friends, like most of the people who come to my live stream are like my followers for like a few years, you know. Louis, May, Rigo. Yeah, so always very thankful. See, this coffee is gonna get really cold very soon. This coffee will get ice cold within minutes. Today is that cold a morning. See, right now my hands are all like ice right now. My hands are like ice, both hands. Ooh, ice cold. Laura Floyd, how much of the Turkish language have you learned? Well, you see me communicating in Turkish, right? I've learned enough to go around. I learned enough to carry very simple communication, because the Turkish language structure is exactly the same as Korean structure. So I only have to switch out the words only. So to me, Turkish language was actually really easy to pick up. Yeah, because of the exact similarities in the structure. So I just only have to replace the words only. RG, good morning. Oh, good morning, RG. Wow, Stoner for life. Wow, welcome back. Good. RG is in Europe. Yeah. So good morning, RG. Stoner in Europe. Good morning, Stoner. I've seen 2 tiger snakes and a baby echinacea a few hours ago at work. Snakes though, I don't like them. Way too dangerous, can kill you in 40 minutes. Not peacocks are cool, great. Stoner, I love snakes. I used to have 2 snakes. I keep snakes as pets when I was young. Yes, I had 2 snakes and I don't keep them in a cage, no. I play with them. The snake go around my body. Yeah. And I never knew why I like snakes so much, and I never knew why snakes like me so naturally until recent years when I get really until recently when I get really deep into my spiritual practice, then I understood snakes are highly evolved and attracted to spiritual energy, and they are able to perceive spiritual energy, and which is why highly spiritual people tend to attract snakes. Yeah, I only knew it recent years, but back when I was young, I had 2 snakes. I love snakes. Wow, what? You know, snakes don't just bite you. That's the thing. A lot of human beings have this weird idea that the moment you go close to a snake, it bites you. No, snakes are not psychotic. Snakes are animals. They are not psychotic murderers. If they see you as part of nature, they see you as just any other animal in nature, do you still see snakes going around biting tigers or biting elephants or biting a tree or biting every damn thing? No, they only bite their prey, or they bite when you're trying to attack them. So right now, snakes attack human. Why? Number one, they see you as an aggressor. They stop seeing you as part of nature. They perceive you as an aggressor. That's why they bite you. Second, they perceive you as a prey, which is very hard to believe, right? So the only possibility is today's human again has created such disconnect between human and nature that everything in nature stops seeing human as part of nature, and therefore an aggressor, an invader. Humans are not invaders to nature. Humans are part of nature, but we made ourselves the invaders. See? Retro, yes, birds flying in place near my car window, eating some of my lunch too. Yeah. Oh, peacocks eat your lunch too, you know. Here in this cafe, if you leave your food on the table, the peacocks come up and they eat your food too. Retro, animals are magical, humans are magical too. Let's not, you know, I think most people tend to go either side of the spectrum, either end of the spectrum. One end of the spectrum are human think we are too superior and animals are low class. And the other side of the spectrum are people who keep saying that animals are better than humans and more compassionate. No. Both are wrong. The human are part of nature just as animals are part of nature. If you realize this and if you manage to reconnect with nature, which is a simple process, if you reconnect with nature and nature starts seeing you as part of nature again, and animals start seeing you as part of nature again, and your humanity shines from within, actually there is no difference between human and animals in terms of compassion, behavior, things like that. Things that you think are animals are better than human have it, right? So either end of the spectrum is wrong. Okay, too many people, I would say, human elitists and animalism, both are wrong. Humans are not better than animals. Animals are not better than humans. Animals are humans. Humans are animals. We are all part of the same system called Earth. We are all part of Earth. Right? Problem is today why animals run away from you and snakes bite you, because they stop seeing you as part of Earth. Because you disconnect yourself from Earth that much. Alphas, blank snakes have crossed in front of me when I was coming from college. Retro, but humans mostly forget their humanity. That's the problem. That's what I'm talking about, retro. When you reconnect with nature, reconnect with humanity, just don't even talk about humanity, just reconnect with nature and rediscover that we are all part of the same system of the world again. As long as you're able to do that, immediately every animal will see you as part of the world and see you as part of nature and stop running away from you, you know. And in fact, they'll come to you because they're curious about you. They've not seen this new animal before, you know. Patrick O, birds come to my window to talk to me. Patrick O, my old friend, Lao Pei. Okay, no, you want me to call you Lao Pei all the time? Okay, Lao Pei. Patrick O from Singapore, my 50 plus 60-year-old buddy. And yeah, he's one of those guys who has spent a lot of time in China. He spent 13 years in China, a lot of Chinese experience. Stoner for life. Pythons are great, but the poisonous one, nope. Cool pets, but you must have pretty dope connection to the land. Yeah, I think so. I think stoner, because I grew up in a village. I grew up in the last rural village of Singapore. So to me, I grew up connected to land. I grew up with that connection, which very sadly most people who are born and grew up in urban environments will have lost since their childhood. Back when I was young, I never had to pay for food, you know. Not because my mom cooks food, but when I'm hungry, I'm always out in the mountains playing. I'm never at home. And when I'm in the mountains playing with my nephews, with my cousins, okay, we never go home for meals. How? When we're hungry, we eat the wild star fruits, the wild rambutans, the wild bananas that are everywhere. We are never out of food. And we never needed money for food. We eat fruits everywhere. There are free durians. Durians drop from the sky. You just don't get one on the head, but they just drop. and you can eat durian, jackfruit, any kind of fruit you want. You eat everything for free, and it's all organic, no insecticide. Then therefore we don't even have to wash them. We just kind of clean and eat straight. You know, that was the kind of environment I lived in. I lived in a reality where human never needed to work like crazy just to buy food or to put food on the table. That was not my reality. To me, my reality is human being as part of the earth. You never have to buy water, food. You never have to worry about shelter. You always can live it very synergistically, happily, stress-free with nature. That was the life that I experienced growing up. You know, that's why today everybody tell me, oh, you're different. We need a job to put food on the table. You know, getting a job to put food on the table has never been my reality. Never. Growing up, my reality was when I'm hungry, I go to the mountains, I get free food. And then growing up somehow as an adult, because of my investments and stuff, I still never had to work to put food on the table. I never had to buy myself down or whatever. Basically, I never had to make myself miserable in order to eat food, you know. And to me, that is the original state of mankind. The original state of mankind, you never have to be miserable just to put food, just to eat food. So that always make me wonder, have mankind society, did we progress or did we actually regress? Have we really progressed? I don't think so. Food used to be free, water used to be free in my world, but now everybody have to buy food, buy water. You call it improvement? I don't call it improvement. RG, rattlesnakes, yes, afraid of the unknown. Society makes people believe snakes bite and are dangerous from the film. No, snakes bite. Snakes are dangerous. If there's not just snakes, tigers, lions, even monkeys, even chimpanzees are dangerous. Even street cats are dangerous. They can just come out and claw your face. Thing is, if they see you as not part of nature, if they see you as an invader to nature, that's what they're going to do to you. And sadly, in today's world, that means 99.99% of the people. So for 99.99% of the people, they have reasons to be afraid of snakes and all kinds of animals. They have reasons. Why? Because they are no longer connected to the system called Earth. And therefore, all these animals do see them as aggressors. So, RG, yeah, me too. I grew up in nature. It makes a huge difference to your life growing up. Huge difference, yeah. I think it's a privilege for us, RG, myself, and also Wendy. Wendy still lives in the rural America, to have understand and personally experience the reality of the original human life, where the synergy between human life and earth is such that you never have to worry about food or water. You never have to work to earn money just to put food on the table. Never. You never have to do that. And this reality for most people, 진짜童话속 이야기야. Like Koreans will say, "와, 이거 진짜童话속 이야기야." Is this something in a fairy tale where, many years ago, a Christian, of course I grew up in a Christian family, but there was like a Christian preacher on the street who came to me, and he said one thing: do you want to go to heaven? I go like, okay. So what? Because I'm Christian, so I don't want to reject him, right? So I just kept listening and said, in heaven, you never have to work for food. In heaven, food is everywhere and you can pluck food, and all the animals are friendly to you and they don't fight you and they don't bite you. That was what that preacher said to me on the street when I was a kid, And you don't know what, as a kid, what I think of? Then this is heaven. Because that was the world that I experienced. I never have to work for food. I go in the mountains, I have free food, and all the animals, including snakes, come to me and we're all friendly. I keep snakes as pets even. Then what the preacher was saying, how he was describing heaven, was exactly the earth that I knew. Isn't that interesting? Which is why in my video on does heaven and earth exist? Yes, heaven exists and it's right here. This is paradise. In fact, the Bible said so. The God built paradise on earth. And the second coming, when Jesus comes again, he's going to build paradise on earth. Paradise was never some spiritual place you go to after death, not some imaginary thing. It's a living reality. Right here, right now, it's a living reality. I have lived that reality. So I know it's real. RG, if they see you as a threat, they sense you're afraid. Yeah. This very sad disconnect between human and nature, I would say, is 99% of all the problems you see in the world today. It's 99% of everything that's wrong in the world today. Is how disconnect human beings become with nature, and therefore disconnect with your humanity, and therefore disconnect with every other human being except other than yourself. And this leads to what? Endless wars, endless misery, snakes biting you. Snakes, like all spiritual gurus in India keep snakes, and snakes, like even cobras, king cobras, they don't bite them. Why? They see them as part of nature. When animals see you as part of nature, they don't bite you, They don't try to hurt you because they don't see you as food. This shape is not food to them. This shape, no, not food. Maybe I can be friend with this shape, Stoner for life. I grew up on King Island, Australia. Oh, okay. So too. It's very lonely and depressing. Being that isolated makes you go crazy. I live isolated too, Stoner, and it makes me energetic. I love being isolated. It's hard to be sane being so far away from anything or anyone. I don't know, but I live an extremely isolated life. But maybe because I'm not like physically away from human beings. But I do understand what you say, because I was in the military. There were times where I was in deep mountains, basically in trenches for a week or two, and pretty much away from any form of civilization. Yeah, I understand what you mean. It's kind of hard. Yes, human beings still need to be within proximity of human beings, even if you choose not to interact, even if you choose to so-called self-isolate. But that proximity with other human beings is important. That, yes, I do agree, Stoner. Yeah, it must be pretty hard. Yeah, I remember that feeling right now. Now that you mention it, I remember right now. Those days when I was in the military, in the mountains, in the trenches, away from civilization for extended period of time. It was not easy. And for those of you who don't know, I spent 7 years in the military, in some of the hardest units of the military. I wasn't in the easy Chowking, simple places. I always challenge the hardest places. I always like to do the hard things in life. I don't like to do easy things. Easy things doesn't make me feel special. This needs to feel special. And for those of you who just joined my live stream, welcome. This is a live stream where every morning I bring you guys to a different cafe or location here in Istanbul, get a coffee and chat about life. And today I'm in the very beautiful royal gardens here in Istanbul, Ilamu Royal Gardens, where all the old Ottoman Empire have all their birthdays and weddings. A beautiful place that I show you guys the peacocks, the ducks, and even the seagulls. So if you missed that, please rewatch the first, I think the about 1 hour mark of this video, of this live stream, where I show you the peacock, boom, in full bloom right in front of us within touching distance. RG, could you live off the grid nowadays? Of course you can, 100% you can. In fact, I want to. In fact, it's so easy. See, a lot of people say, Limpeh, because you're rich, you don't know our life. You don't know how hard we need to work just to have food on the table. Okay, now I'm going to challenge you this. I'm going to give you a way, a simple way that you can live every day in spiritual peace, in the best lifestyle possible, in the healthiest lifestyle possible, provided with food, lodging, everything, and not have to pay a single cent. Are you up and game to do it? Are you up and game to do it? If you're up and game to do it, I will show you how easy life really is. I will show you you can have a great place to live in, conducive environment, extremely beautiful, extremely healthy lifestyle, provided for 3 meals a day, and not have to pay a fucking single cent, and not have to work for it. I can show you that lifestyle right here, right now. If you want to, I can tell you where to go for this, but only if you want to. But I'm telling you, even if I tell you, most people won't want to. That's the thing. Most people like to suffer. Most people like to suffer, have working a job for their food, you know. Most people are addicted to their suffering. I'm telling you this. Because why? Because there exist lifestyles in the world where money is not needed. RG, yes, you like the challenge. Yeah, I love challenges a lot. I love to challenge myself. RG, yes, me too. I'm going to leave off the grid within 1 or 2 years. Oh, okay. Oh, congrats. Actually, just last night, I have wanted to do it. I wanted to go to an ashram. I know one ashram. I wanted to go to the ashram because when you go to live in an ashram, basically no more internet, no more nothing. Okay, and to me, I still have my options trading work. I cannot live without the internet, or I cannot continue my current career without internet. So to me, I'm still not at the stage of life where I'm ready for full retreat. I still want to grow my options trading career and business. Yeah, so I'm not able to do it. But even last night, I was really seriously thinking about it. That means no more YouTube, you know, no more YouTube, no more internet, no more live streams, no more videos, no more fucking cell phone. Just pure spiritual life. Provided 3 meals a day, pay nothing. Yeah, best life in the world, the original human life. So I'm just not ready for it at this stage of time. RG, so true your words. I hate being correct all the time, you know, but see, but that's the thing. The thing is, the truth about human life is extremely simple. Human life is extremely simple, but most people refuse to embrace the simplicity. Patrick, oh, I was doing eco-living consultant. Oh yeah, I know. And in my community development work in China, yep, I always tell the villagers they have treasures more than the city people. Yeah, exactly. But the village people in China all want to go to the city. Not just China, the village people of everywhere in the world all want to go to the city. Such a shame. Retro. We should use these tech gifts while we have them. Yes, use tech for the purpose of making mankind happier, not more miserable. And this is the, if you guys think this whole live stream, actually I've been lying all this while, no? I've been lying about something, I gotta admit. I've been lying about what this live stream is about. Keep saying, no, this live stream is about me showing you guys a different cafe and every day get a coffee and chat about life. No, it's not about that, no. This live stream is not even about what I tell you guys, no. This live stream is about me giving my energy to you guys every single day. That's all it is. That's all it is. You can forget all the words I say. It's all nonsense. You can take it all as nonsense. But the one thing you always take away from my live stream is this energy that I give you guys. Yes or no? Yes or no? This is the real thing I'm giving you guys, no? This is the real thing I'm using this technology for, no? I'm not using this technology to show you guys Istanbul. I'm not using this technology to tell spiritual sense to you. No, I'm using this technology just to send you guys energy. Because when you have good energy, you will give that energy to 5 to 10 more people around you, and they will give the energy to 10 or 5 more people around, and it spreads, and we make the world a better place. Just like this, I'm making the world a better place. You see, this is the magic. I am making the world a better place just by doing this. So why not? This is what in reality this live stream is about. Now you guys know. So every day, like every live stream, I lie, you know. Every time I do this live stream, I lie about what this live stream is about. It's never been about the cafes. It's never been about the locations or the gardens. It's never about the coffee. It's never about my experiences in life. It's all just me giving energy to y'all. That energy is what really matters. Not all this nonsense that I say, you know. All this nonsense after this live stream you'll forget. No point. RG, there is a device you can buy to connect to the internet anywhere. But if you want to go to an ashram to live a spiritual life and still want to connect yourself to the internet, then why go? Retro. Stoner for life. Chat and chill with coffee sounds. Chat and chill with coffee sounds dope. Oh yeah, that's kind of like, maybe that's the marketing. That's the marketing. May, yes, good energy, good vibes. Yep. Retro, true. Yep. You guys feel it, right? The only thing that people come to my live stream, the only thing you take away is this energy. Yeah. And it's not by accident. I'm doing it consciously. I am deliberately doing this to give my energy to all of you. Yes. This not by accident, no? Yeah. This has been my intention since day one. RG, yes, you have very high energy, positivity, with lots of wisdom from life experiences. Yeah, you know, the life experiences are one thing. I share all these life experiences, but ultimately, after the live stream, you'll forget. It does nothing for your life. But what stays after this live stream is this positive vibe. Is this energy that you inherit from me, you know? So I live in you right now, guys. Right now, part of me possess you guys already, you know? My energy is in you right now. Like, and therefore, through you, I'm spreading this energy to the people around you. And through that, I hope to change the world. I hope to make the world a better place, a happier place, a place with happy people. And I hope it's working. Retro, I noticed it from the beginning. Wow, yeah. See, retro, all these more spiritually inclined people, right from the start, they know the real intention for my live stream. Yeah. RG, you are consciousness. Yeah, I hope to be consciousness. I can't say at this stage I am consciousness. Okay, I can't say that. I'm still at, like, to be very honest with myself, I will consider myself somewhat awakened to certain truth, but I cannot call myself consciousness. I too am a seeker. I too am on the journey of realizing the ultimate consciousness. I too am on the journey to make the consciousness me. I too am still trying to get rid of this role-playing character that I show you guys every day. This is a role-playing character. This is an RPG game, you know. Everybody plays an RPG game in the world. All of you are playing RPG characters, you know. All of you never stop playing AD&D. None of you stop playing Dungeons and Dragons. You know, if you're like me, in your elementary schools, you play Dungeons and Dragons, right? You never stop playing, you know. You're still role-playing. RG, your advice sticks with me. I remember your words. Wow. Why you right to remember the word of a crazy old man? RG, yes, you are enlightened. No, I'm not enlightened. I'm not enlightened. If I'm enlightened, I'm mukti, you know. If I'm mukti, I'm dead, you know. No, I'm not enlightened. I'm not. Okay. I'm still on the way. I'm still trying to be. I'm still trying. I'm still working on it. Yeah, I'm still working hard on it. I still go through the daily struggles. I still struggle with my karmic structure. But at least I'm very conscious of all these things. I think that's the only difference. But I'm not enlightened. I didn't get that bolt of lightning experience where suddenly, you know, and profoundly and my entire life changed. You know, I never had that. Not even when I was going through my near-death experience in the ICU. Even through death, I never got mukti. I never got mukti. Most people through their life death experience, they get mukti, you know. That means they enlightened through the death experience. But not me, you know. kind of what a shame, yeah. RG, yeah, we play roles. Yeah, we all play roles. As long as you're role playing, you're not there yet. Yeah. Stoner for life. Life's so fragile but special when you can say goodbye to someone, but they come back in a jar with just memories and photos. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Life is fragile. Life is so fragile that if you watch your breath, this is life. And the next one didn't go in. That's it. Finish. You're done. Just like that, is gone. You're, life. Life. It's not coming immediately and die. That I watched my dad go through that real frothing in the mouth and died when I was like 10 years old. Retro, you're doing good on keeping your frequency high. Wow, thank you, Retro. It takes a lot of practice. It takes a lot of like 3 hours of meditation and yoga and kriya every day to keep this. And pranic, oh of course, pranic diet. My pranic diet plays a big role. It takes my 3 hours a day. Can you guys imagine doing 3 hours of yoga, meditation, and kriya every single day? Yeah. And pranic diet, 1 meal a day. Yeah. All this to be able to do this. Good morning, Limpeh. Go. Why were you in ICU, by the way? Oh, I was hit by not by a car, not by a truck. I got into an acute medical condition, a sudden acute medical condition. I will tell this story more in another video, in my misadventures video. But it was bad enough to have to call my parental family, which is my brother and my mom, to go. That was when I was 2016, spring of 2016 in Korea. It was that bad enough that they have to call them to go to Korea immediately because I may not make it. Yeah, and I honestly don't think I made it because I did fade away. I did drift away. And it was good, but they somehow brought me back. It's kind of a little bit frustrated with that, and yeah, and I survived. Yeah, it was a profound experience for sure. I'll share more in future. It doesn't do justice to the experience to just go through it lightly here, and I'm running out of battery, so yeah. RG, you could go to the monastery to become a monk. Just kidding. No, I did. When I was 17 years old, that was when I first started my spiritual journey. I went to a monastery for 6 months. I ran away from home. No, back then, during that time, when I was 17, there was no internet, no cell phones. So when I went to the monastery, I literally just left home and nobody could find me. None of my family knew where I was for 6 months. I became a monk. So I lived and worked and ate and practiced in the monastery together with my master. So I follow a master, basically a monk, eating vegetarian and everything. Yeah, that was how I first started my real serious spiritual pursuit back when I was 17 years old. So no, I'm no kidding. Being a monk, in fact, going back to being a monk has always been a reality in my head. I may just do it again. That's why I keep saying I either go to a monastery or go to an ashram eventually, because that is real living a human life without the misery of the struggles or the nonsense that people build up around us. That's awesome life. RG, why did you decide on that at such a young age? What was the trigger? Oh, see, all my life when I was young, I've wondered about a lot of things. Okay, I have a lot of experiences before 17 when growing up, but I don't want to go into them, it's too long. But at about 17 years old, at last I came to this an irresistible compulsion to find out the answer to one question: what is this life about? What is the purpose of life? I wanted so badly to understand the nature and purpose of life when I was 17 years old that I ran away from home and went to a monastery and just stayed there. RG, when do you have one meal, in the morning or afternoon or evening? In the afternoon. Do you snack during the day? No snacks. Yeah, no snacks during the day. like you have cookies. Like today I don't have a cookie today either. The cookie thing is really this live stream thing. But I usually eat one meal a day in the afternoon. Usually 2 p.m. I eat at 2 p.m. One pranic meal a day. That's it. That's all I need. Aji, wow, you went to a monastery. That is wonderful. Yeah, I went to monastery. Yeah, I that's why I know Buddhism so well. That was a Buddhist monastery. I can still recite all the sutras right now. In fact, a lot of people see, a lot of people they tell me, oh, I'm Buddhist, and they can't recite the Heart Sutra. If you're Buddhist, the Heart Sutra is like your elementary school textbook, You don't know the Heart Sutra, you're no Buddhist. Yeah. So for those of you out there right now who still think you're Buddhist, I'm telling you, if you don't know the Heart Sutra, which is the most basic, the entry level knowledge about Buddhism, you're not Buddhist, okay? And if you're not initiated, I was initiated into Dakini. So when I was in that monastery, when I was 17 years old, I was actually initiated into Dakini. So I was actually initiated into the spiritual process, which actually opened up my Sahasrara. So that was when it all started, I've had my chakras opened, and I start to go through the practices, all when I was 17 years old. So I want to buy you a beer and pizza. I gotta go and get some food. I gotta go to 1 hour 41 minutes and running out of battery. See, the thing that makes me finish the live stream every day is usually the battery. When I run out of battery, then I can't save the video. So I'm gonna have to quit right now. Okay. Patrick, hospital rejected me saying they cannot stop my unceasing nosebleed because they do not have the equipment. Bled from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Whoa. And then ER doctor shoved cotton to try to block the bleeding. 3 days cannot eat and drink cause. Wow. Damn, that sounds bad, Patrick. But anyways, guys, right now I'm dangerously low on battery, and I really need to quit, because if I don't quit before I run out of battery, I cannot save this video. So thank you guys for being with me today on this very beautiful morning. Extremely interesting discussions and sharings today, and I hope you guys enjoy the peacock and the view that I show you guys around this park just now. If you missed it, please rewatch the video after it's done, okay? And very happy weekend to you guys, and I hope your weekend is as beautiful as mine. Annyeong, bye bye.